Hello and welcome to another episode of a crypto tutorial from Viva the Crypto. I'm your host Dino and I'm here to bring to you today how to buy altcoins. Now in our last video we discussed about how you can actually buy Bitcoin, Ethereum and Litecoin, but what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about how do you buy other coins that are available. Now it goes without saying that any of the things that we cover today are not financial advice. All I'm covering today is the mechanics once you've decided that you want to buy a token or coin. What we're going to do really is talk about how you can do that. So whenever you're looking to purchase a coin, one of the key resources that I use is actually Crypto Market Cap. It's a really good website. It shows you up-to-date values of cryptos across various exchanges, and it can be a really good resource on how to actually buy particular coins that you're interested in. Now, when going down the list, it gives you some details as to the market cap, volume, what the current value is, circulating supply, which you've always got to take with a pinch of salt. Sometimes the information isn't 100% accurate. You've got to dive into the various coin groups and I'll find out about that, because sometimes the circulating supply doesn't always include token burns that have happened as well. And it gives you again the performance. Now we're going to take the view that we're going to look to purchase a token today. So looking down the list, I've got some Ethereum that I want to utilize to buy some crypto, and I want to have a look at a particular token. Let's have a go at Lisk. So Lisk is a particular coin that I'm quite happy with. Again, do your own research, but this is one that I think we're going to look at buying today. Now I put a little bit of Ethereum in my Coinbase wallet, and if you want to know how to buy Ethereum, you can refer back to the previous video, which how to buy Bitcoin. It also discusses how to buy Ethereum as well through Coinbase. Now I'm going to I've preloaded a few tabs here because my internet is really slow today, but if you click on Lisk, you'll open the next page, which shows you a bit of detail about Lisk. But the tab that we're really interested in is this one right here, which is Markets. Now what the Markets does is it shows you the particular exchanges that exchange that token, but it then also shows you the pair. So here you can see Lisk against Bitcoin, against PLN, US dollar on Litecoin, and so on. But what we're going to do is we're going to use an exchange today called Binance. Binance is an exchange that I do use quite a bit. I like it. And also it does the currency pair that we're looking to use today. So it's showing Lisk against Ethereum. It's currently priced at 9.09, which is not the cheapest. The cheapest it looks like you can get is with Bittrex. So if you wanted to, you could open an account with Bittrex and use BTC, but I'm not going to do that because I'm only going to invest about $30 worth today, £30, and the fees on Bitcoin will be astronomical today. So yeah, we're going to go for that currency pair, Lisk and Ethereum, and what we're going to do is we are going to use Binance. So once you set up a Binance account, you'll log in, and again, like I mentioned, Binance is an account I use quite a lot. It's got some really good tokens available on the platform. It's got really good liquidity. Its prices tend to be quite good. But what you need to do is you need to get your Ethereum into Binance. Now Binance, again, it's just about taking your token and exchanging it for the token that you want, and that's why you need CoinMarketCap to basically see what is the cheapest way. Now some particular tokens will say Bitcoin only. One of the things you might want to look at doing, sometimes it can be cheaper to send one particular token and then exchange it to Bitcoin to then purchase the token you want. You've got to look at the transaction fees at that time, and sometimes it can be worthwhile looking at Coinbase, seeing how much it would be to send it, and then comparing it with Ethereum. And sometimes, depending on how busy the load is at the moment, it can be worthwhile doing that. As we can see here, at the present moment in time, Bitcoin is currently surged about 18.88%, $15,000. So there's a lot of activity on the network. So doing a transfer of Bitcoin is going to be quite expensive at the moment. So you've always got to look at Coinbase to see what will be the cheapest currency. Litecoins, again, sometimes you can find a pair with Litecoin, so that's why CoinMarketCap and looking at the currency pairs is quite important. So going back, you go to fund, deposit, withdrawals, you type in Ethereum. You've got to be very careful with Ethereum because there is Ethereum Classic as well. So you type in Ethereum, ETH, and then you see this line here, and then you get deposit withdrawal. So we're going to look at depositing, and then it gives me my Ethereum address. So this is where I need to send my Ethereum so that I can get it onto Binance. So I'm going to just copy that. You'll have to forgive me for blocking out my address. I do want to maintain a little bit of privacy. Don't want everyone tracking everything I'm doing. And then we're going to go to Coinbase. So what I've done is I've logged into my Coinbase account. I'll go on to accounts and I'm going to send, which is a little aeroplane. And then what we're going to do is we're going to paste that address. Now what I always do is I always double check. So I take the last 3 digits, double check, and then I'll also look at the first 3 digits. Yeah, that's correct as well. So we've copied the right address in. So we're going to be sending Ethereum. We're going to send the max supply, and it's showing me that there's going to be a 40 pence, or about 50 cents network fee to send that payment. At the present moment in time, we're currently experiencing delays because there's an app at the moment called Crypto Kitties, which is absolutely smashing the Ethereum network at the moment, so it's putting a few delays. So depending on how long it's going to take, what I'm going to do is pause the video and then we'll come back to it once the funds have actually hit Binance. So we will click send, asking for a confirmation. Now because I've put on Google Authenticator, it's asking me for a confirmation. Just resetting. Confirm. And my transaction is sent. So that's on its way to Binance. Now some people complain that we don't know what's going on, how long is it going to take that. Well, Binance actually build in the tracker, so what you can do is you can click history. So now that we have sent the payment, what you have is when clicking through that link, you can bring up your deposits and it'll bring you through to Etherscan. Now Etherscan allows you to track transactions on the Ethereum network. So what you can do is you can actually stick in your Ethereum address at any time and track all the transactions in and out of your account, also token transfers. But on this particular transaction, it shows that there's been 130 block confirmations. Typically, once you get 30 confirmations on Binance, you can then start trading. I have seen it go as high as 60, so it's all dependent on the network load, I think. Shows you the timestamp of the transaction, which can be quite important with things like ICOs, because if there's a cut-off at a particular time, like you can't commit until 12 o'clock, any transactions before that time they can just block. So that every transaction is timestamped. It shows where it came from, where it's going to. It shows the amount that was sent, so $37 worth. And it shows that the gas limit that was used. Transaction, if you're unfamiliar with gas limits, is basically the speed in which it's actually sent. When you send your own payments through My Ether wallet or your Nano, whatever you use, you can set those limits, which mean that the actual cost of the transaction will change in value as well. So the transaction speed is typically dictated by the grey and the gas limit. So that's the transaction gone through. So now that it's hit, We'll go back to Binance, and it shows that there has been a credit now, so we've got some funds in the balance. So if you wanted to send that, you could hit withdraw and then send it on. As I mentioned earlier, you saw on Coinbase I got a second step authentication. You've got to make sure you've got that in here as well. It won't ask you confirmation when trading, but only when you're sending funds out of Binance. And also, to get the address of Binance, it's always best to use a trusted link. So I'll put the Binance link in the description. So what you're going to do now is you're going to exchange. You can do a basic view or an advanced. I like the advanced, it looks fancy. It also has a lot of information, so you can change the candle timings, you can change the view. So we're looking here over the last day, got a half decent mid price. Not going to cover trading at the moment, I'm just going to show you how to do it. But you have the book here, and it shows you the transactions going through. So this is ARC, so let's change that. So we've got our pair as Ethereum, that's what we want to buy with. So we're going to put LSK for Lisk. Thank you very much. So it loads that. So here we go. It helps if we look at the right token. So it's had a bit of a drop, so it's not a bad price. So people are willing to buy at this price and they're willing to sell at that price. I'm not particularly looking to save a lot of money, so just for the benefit of this, if you wanted to just click that and buy at this particular price against Ethereum, you could just click it, buy, and then you can just click 100%, and it shows how many Lisk you can buy. Alternatively, you can set a limit, so you could match what other people are doing, or you can set your own. So if I match here, so matching that, I can get an extra 0.1 of a Lisk. So if I just click that, 100%, buy, I've just set myself a limit. So now I own 4.37 Lisk. And if we go back to deposits, and if I refresh that page, again, I've got very slow internet at the moment, extremely slow internet, frustratingly slow internet. Either way, you can see there that there is the 4.37 Lisk in balance. I'll get rid of that. Now, what you'll want to do is, now that you've owned the particular token that you want, and it's showing now I've got my 4.37 Lisk, what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to send it. It's showing it's suspended, but it's not always the case. You just need to wait for it to refresh. You'll click there you go, see withdrawal, and then it will give you your address that you want to send it to. So I've got an address in here already. I'll just click max. It'll give me the transaction cost to actually send it. So it's 0.1 of a Lisk to send. I'll put my Lisk address in there, and then set off it goes. Now the reason why you want to withdraw it is you never want to keep tokens on the exchange. Ultimately, the exchange own the private key, so they own the token. So if they were to immediately close down, they could take all of your tokens. So what you need to do is find out where you can store your tokens. Now, a lot of tokens are based on the Ethereum network, so things like your Ledger, your MyEther wallet, MetaMask, they can hold those type of tokens. Lisk is built on a different blockchain like Bitcoin, so you typically you'll have to find the best way. And what I typically will do is click the website, and then on their website they'll tell you where you can store it, whether you can pay it into a Nano, because a lot of the time the Ledger Nano S has apps. So for instance, it can hold Neo, it can hold many different types of coins, different blockchains, but on Lisk you typically will use their own wallet. So you download the wallet, you then log in for an account, and then you would withdraw your tokens to that wallet, which is again a web-based wallet. I will be covering wallets in a different tutorial video, so look out for that. Also help you set up a MyEther wallet as well, so look out for that one. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did find it useful, please like it, please share it, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Good luck.